Hi guys, welcome again to Money Mondays with Ted. If it's Monday, you know it's all about the moolah. And today we're gonna continue with the series, which is budgeting. Last week we did part 1, today we are doing part 2. Stick around.
Pesa iwe ni do ganji jenga Karume Zuckerberg Kuna na Copland Jeff Bezos David Oyede po ganji.
Of course, if it's Monday, you know it's all about the moolah. So welcome again to Money Mondays with Ted. We are always here every Monday talking about moolah, talking about money, talking about how you can make extra money and all the tips that you may need in order for you to be financially free. Of course, financial freedom is the end goal for this channel. So if it's your first time, consider liking, subscribing, and of course ringing that notification bell so that every Monday you'll be getting this and more videos. So let's dive straight into today's topic. Of course, we are continuing from last week where we were talking about budgeting and how to budget, how to come up with an awesome budget for yourself. It doesn't matter how much you're earning, whether it's much, whether it's small, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is putting your budget in check. So last Monday, which is last episode, we spoke about the expenses part of budgeting. So today we are going to talk about the income part of budgeting. Then we finish up by getting a sample of how we can be able to budget with what we have percentage wise, because like we said, less, more, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a budget, you will be able to live within your means and you will be able to attain financial freedom. That's our end goal, of course. So just a small recap on expenses. Like we said in the last episode, we spoke about dividing your expenses into two. That was your needs and your wants. So once you have divided your needs and your wants can also be divided into two, which is urgent ones and less urgent ones. So if you divide that, if you're able to divide your expenses into needs, urgent ones, and less urgent ones, you're good to go on the expenses side. So today, and actually before we go on, if you missed last episode, the link is just here above. You can be able to go back and recap that. So for today, we are going to talk about the income part of budgeting. So whether you're employed, whether you're doing a business, whether you have a side hustle somewhere, or you're getting some income in one way or another. So given your level of income, and now you've worked on your expenditures and you've seen what are your needs, you've seen what are your wants, what are the urgent ones, and what are the less urgent ones. Once you have this information, which is now your expenditure and your income, you can be able now to come up with a budget. By now looking at how are your expenses vis-a-vis your income. For example, let's take an income of 20,000 Kenyan shillings per se. This is just an example. If you have an income of 20,000 Kenyan shillings, what are your expenses? Probably you have rent, probably you have, you commute to work, so there's fare, there's food, there's leisure. So if you have an income of 20,000 and you have all these expenses, you've divided them into your needs, which is probably rent, food, fare, and there's your wants, which is probably credit, probably what else? Give us any wants that you have on the comment section. We'll be able to, chat. We are always chatting and, discussing all these things. So given all this, you should try as much as possible, like we said on the episode for salaries. There's a time we spoke about salaries. I think 2 weeks ago we spoke about salaries. So if you have this, we spoke about the 50-30-20 rule. So if you have your income set aside and your expenses, now it's time to look at these expenses and see, are they making sense in the 50-30-20 rule? So if they are making sense in the 50-30-20 rule, then you are having an awesome budget. But if they are not making sense, then it's time to adjust, especially on the wants side, the urgent ones and the less urgent ones. So you look at the less urgent ones, the things that you can survive without, then you can work on them and see the things that you can forego at the moment so that your budget fits your income. Also, you can look at your needs, especially things like rent, fare, food. You can look at ways of spending less but getting the same type of quality that you want. So for example, if you're earning 20,000, you need to ensure at least your rent is not more than 6,000 shillings. So you will look at either relocating to a place that is within that means, or getting some subsidies on rent. Maybe you could stay with a friend. You could, if you don't want to move, you could rent out some space in your house and stay with a friend. And of course you could share that rent and it would make sense. So that, or either shift to another place that is within that means. So having your full expenses in mind and your full income in mind, of course, opens your eyes to the things that you can do away with and the things that you can actually find ways to work with the way they are, but reduce the expense. Of course, that is budgeting, and that is all that is about budgeting. If you have that knowledge of your expenses and your income, then you're in the right track to coming up with an awesome budget. And that's it about budgeting. If you have any questions, of course, leave a comment in the comment section. Feel free to share this video to as many people as possible, and let's continue making history. Let's continue sharing. Let's continue pushing this message out there. See you next Monday, same time, same place.